What's up, guys? Today I'm going to tell you the real reason why I've noticed that wrestlers have a big advantage in MMA. And the real reason is because they've been doing this for a long time. They've been doing it for a long time. I didn't start grappling until I was 22 years old, guys. I started training when I was 20 years old, and then I started grappling when I was 22. And the thing I know, the hardest part of all of this that no one I guess just puts out there and says is that trying to compete against guys that have been training their whole life. And wrestling is more important to start at a younger age than any other martial art. And I'll say this because it's so damaging on your body. It's so damaging on your neck, your knees, possibly, especially your neck though, getting headlocked, getting collar tied, constant pulling of your neck. That combined with jiu-jitsu is really grappling in general is just rougher on your body. And when you do grappling at a young age, it's different. Like when you're in the 7th grade and you join the wrestling team, you can almost get dropped off from the ceiling and land and be okay. Or if you're a 5th grader, doing little kids wrestling in the 4th or 5th grade, you can almost get dropped from the ceiling and you're not going to get injured the same as if you're an adult trying to learn how to do these moves and going hard 100% all the time. So the big advantage they have is they start so young that you can't put a wrestling grind of let's say you did a 5-year, like a 4-year college university, you're a college wrestler for 4 years, whether that be a JUCO or a big college, right? You're doing that from 18 to 22. Your body can't handle that from 28 to 30 the same way as it did 10 years earlier. So this is why I always say grappler, if you want to be a grappler in MMA, you have to start young and you have to do as much live as you can when you do start at a young age. Even if you start at, like, say, 20 years old, you need to be grappling as much as possible because as you get older, your body does not handle it the same way. So, they have an advantage because they've been trained when they were young and their bodies could handle the damage way better than an older person. That's also why you see guys like Cormier when at the end of their career, Dan Henderson at the end of their career, these were Olympic level wrestlers that would strike and try to knock people out. And obviously they were good strikers as well and had a lot of success knocking people out. But a lot of that is because their body couldn't handle that grind in their 40s or their late 30s that their body could handle that grind that they could handle in their early 20s or teenage years. So if you are a young person and you want to pursue MMA, I really suggest wrestling. I really suggest it. I grew up in a country town where there wasn't anything. We only had baseball, basketball, football, and track. We didn't have wrestling. I really wish I could have did wrestling when I was younger. But that was the hardest part, is trying to catch up to these guys that have been training their whole life. And a lot of it was because I kept getting injured. I had a lot of injuries from grappling. I've had 2 shoulder surgeries, hip surgery, hand surgery, a lot of neck issues, a lot of back issues, and obviously they came from multiple things. Some of them in real fights, but most of them from practice. The shoulders, the hip the 2 shoulder surgeries and the hip surgery was all from practice. And grappling, my neck is messed up from grappling. Grappling is way rougher on your body and it's way rougher, especially as you get older. That's why it's so important to do it at a young age. Because if not, if you start to take grappling serious when you're a little older, let's say you're 25 and you decide to take grappling serious, because you're trying to get to the UFC, it's way harder than learning this shit at 15 or 10 years old. It just is, guys. Your body, so they have a huge advantage because they learned and was able to go through this hard grind at such a young age when their body could actually handle it. So that's my opinion. That's what I think, that wrestlers have such an advantage, is because most of them start at a young age. It's not like everybody's not like GSP that starts in their 20s wrestling and can just take everybody down because he's a freak athlete. Very few are like that. So some of this stuff, if you don't get it down young, it's going to be very hard to get old as you get older, and your body might not be able to handle it the same. So start wrestling as young as possible, guys. They really do have an advantage because they go through a grind at a young age that you really can't handle at an older age the same way. Just my thoughts, guys. If you're new to martial arts and you're looking for a gym in your area, get my book, The Ultimate Guide to Choosing Your Martial Arts School and Instructor. Link is in the description. And if you got any other subjects you'd like me to talk about, leave a comment below, please. Thank you.